think of how many punches we've taken in this industry, and look where we are. We're still in this industry because the drive and the passion for it is there. You know, we don't want people. It is a great industry, but if you're in it with the wrong people, it can ruin it for your whole life. I mean, it gives people a really nasty taste in their mouth about this industry, like it really does.
I think it's the most complained about industries.
That or car sales.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like, it's not even just, it's working there, and it's also clients and people. So like, bottom line is, you can make a lot of money in this industry, but you're only going to make a lot of money in this industry with the right people. And you're not going to keep the right people if you don't treat them right. Like, it won't matter. So if you're considering getting out here and starting your own business, you need to really consider the severity of that decision, that your decision is going to impact other people. Like, if you just want to do you and be a one-man band, man, that's fine. But if you want to, like, try and attract other people and you have the nerve to sit there and sell them on your vision, like, you had better back that up with being an adult and a professional. And like, I mean, I'm talking to people like they're going to care what I have to say as far as that goes. They're going to make their own decisions. But like, I would hope. I
mean, they are, but at least you're giving them some sort of insight because like, you've been through it. We've been through it. Because what's going to happen is if you don't do those things, it's going to get sniffed out. It's going to implode. You're going to hurt other people, and you're going to look like an asshole, and you're going to look like an idiot. And then you're not going to have a company. You're not going to have a company anyhow. You know, most of these companies fail within the first couple of years. I watched a couple knuckleheads do this, and look, I'm just saying that used to work here for very short times, and either weren't good core value fits, or maybe one was worth a damn. And I say that having employed them myself, so I don't think I'm throwing shade. It's just you can bring anyone on. And I think usually in about 90 days' time, you find out who they really are. And then if at that time we find out that they weren't a good fit or a good core value fit, then we went our separate ways, right? And so, one of them overdosed and died. He's gone. Jeez, I'm
right?
sorry.
Like, sweet kid, but like died.
That is
and before
so
that,
sad.
He was complaining that he only had $100,000 in his account, or less than $100,000 in his account, but they had done over $1 million. So he was like less than 10%, net. And like, having 100,000 or less than 100,000 in your account is not much of anything when you're doing roofing and things like that. That's a couple bills away from being broke.
That's it. Like,
what I mean?
That's not, I hate to say, but in this day and age, 100K is.
Not when not 100K is your business and personal account. Like, that's very bad.
Yeah,
that's a week's worth of labor or material. But
you're going under soon.
Unfortunately, he, like I said, he just passed away. And
so
then,
sad.
Another one starts a company with someone else, apparently, tells everybody he's starting this company, does all these things, ends up getting that company taken from him because just like we have a friend of a friend who had started a company with someone else where the license holder wasn't that person. And in the state of Maryland, if you're not on the license with that person, you got nothing. And the guy just basically booted him out, so he's gone. So there's really only like one or two left, and I mean, and I see the guys. So he thought
he was going to run under somebody else's license.
Someone else's license, and I've heard that a few times, man. And I've seen so many guys trying to do it so many ways, and I've seen guys and they just do it with their buddies, and they're just trying to create lifestyle companies, and the guys are just not the brightest, and like that. And we work so hard, and we get so many credentials, and do so much work, effort, time, energy, money, lost sleep, and to have like this moron not give a damn or respect the hustle of the industry or anything, just show up and just, I mean, hell, my old partner was an elevator mechanic. He doesn't know a damn thing about roofing, right? But
that's very odd.
Here,
I never
you know what I mean?
That.
It's just like, and he is the second I left, like a couple months later, we got moved up to one of the highest warranty status, which would have only been as a result of the efforts that me and our guys did. You know what I mean? And so, like, I have to share that status. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is that doesn't matter. What more annoys me is these children coming in here because he's at least still doing it. And so I'd imagine he's learned quite a bit.
How many years deep is he? Well, I guess that was 2017 when.
That was 3 years that I had been there almost. So we're at 4. So 4, 5, 6. He's got 7 years now. So honestly, he's been doing it for a while now. But And he wasn't inept when it came to like swinging a hammer, right? But being a business owner, it's a very different story. But they're all the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much easier to find a crappy company or business owner or place to work than it is to find a good one. Isn't that bad in this industry? And that's scary.
It's scary, and it's just sad. It's downright sad. Like,
we're really throwing shade at this industry right now. I did not mean for this to turn into this, but it's
we're just
it's what we experienced.